just where are all those cases against Trump going and where are they not? Do let's hear from Neama, Rahmani, a former federal prosecutor who's brought successful cases for the Department of Justice in major actions that it has launched. Also in the private sphere, he's won more than $1 billion for his clients. Mr. Rahmani, thank you so much for your time today. For a start, when is the Supreme Court here likely to give a ruling in the January 6th case?
The Supreme Court justices will hear oral arguments on April 25th and likely issue a decision at the end of the court's current term, which will be the end of June. If the justices agree that there is no immunity, then the stay will be lifted in the DC election fraud case, and a trial may still happen before the November general election.
And if the court decides that he does have immunity, do all the cases against him stand erased?
If the Supreme Court justices rule that former President Trump is immune from prosecution, then 3 of his 4 cases will go away. The DC election fraud case, of course, the Fulton County election fraud case, which raises similar allegations, and also likely the South Florida classified documents case. The only case that will survive will be the New York hush money case that's currently scheduled for trial on March 24th.
The case over allegations that Trump illegally took and kept classified documents has been proceeding on a particularly slow track.
If the court rules that President Trump is not immune, then it's really up to Judge Cannon to move the classified documents case forward. She has been moving the slowest of all the judges so far, and some of it is her schedule, but also because of some of the discovery and witness issues in that case. The Classified Information Procedures Act sets forth a very specific procedure for both the disclosure and admission of classified documents at trial, and the parties are still working through that, and there's no trial date set yet.
And that somewhat similar Georgia case, when is that likely to proceed?
The Georgia case was the last to be filed, and Fulton County District Attorney charged 19 co-defendants. 15 remain, but as we stand right now, we still don't have a trial date because Judge McAfee is deciding whether Fani Willis and her entire office should be disqualified because Willis hired her boyfriend, Nathan Wade, as a special prosecutor in the case. And the defense is arguing that there's a financial conflict of interest that requires disqualification.
If the Supreme Court decides that Trump does not have immunity and he is in the meanwhile elected president, could the cases proceed against him after that?
If the Supreme Court finds that President Trump is not immune and he wins re-election, all of his criminal problems go away. It's very well established that a sitting president can't be prosecuted. So the federal cases will certainly go away based on long-standing Department of Justice policy. But that same policy would also apply to the state prosecutions as well. So if Trump is elected and any cases are pending, state or federal, I expect them to be dismissed.
So we are not looking at a situation where the president may have to take the option of pardoning himself.
The Department of Justice would dismiss the case consistent with their long-standing policy that the president is immune from prosecution. And if the district attorney or any other state prosecutor doesn't dismiss, then Trump and his lawyers would file a motion to dismiss, and I expect that motion would be granted.
And where are we finally with the New York case? That seems to be the only one proceeding at the moment.
The New York case is the most likely to go to trial before the November election. It's currently scheduled for March 25th. There are no other conflicts, and the judge in the case, Juan Merchant, has indicated that he expects to go forward.